Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome back to the podcast. And as you can tell by the title, the thumbnail, all of that, today we're talking about Brazil in the World Cup. Because I did watch Brazil's first game, or at least the second half of it against Morocco, and I have been hearing what people have been saying about Brazil. The hate, the love, everything in between. I've been hearing it, and I'll be honest, I'm in a weird spot, right? Because let's just start off with the love. I feel the love for Brazil. I'm not Brazilian, but Brazil is like one of the funnest nations in the world. As everyone knows, Brazil's been going viral recently, just as in general. But Brazil is, yes, it's just vibes, straight vibes, and they have brilliant players, guys like Rafinha, Vini Jr., Rafinha being one of my favorite players in the world. If you guys OGs from channel last year, how I had Rafinha to win the Ballon d'Or. Brazil, I love them. They hate. They drew 1-1 to Morocco, and in that second half especially, they were better than I assumed they were in the first half, but they weren't very good. And, I saw the highlights against Haiti. They won 3-0. But, I mean, I don't know. I feel like there was still some fine-tuning needed to be done. And that's why I place myself in the middle. I think, Brazil are definitely underdogs in this tournament. Brazil is like anywhere between 6 and 8, I can't remember, ranked nation in the world. That's incredibly underrated. Brazil should definitely be, I'd put top 5. I think Brazil are a better nation than Argentina. And it's a weird thing how the World Cup works, is that I can't go and take a sample size about you need this to win the World Cup, because like how you look at the Champions League or the Premier League. Like you could say with the Premier League, you need top 3 player in the Premier League. You need a top 2 goalkeeper. You need this. You can't go and do that for the World Cup, because I feel like the formula changes every single tournament. Because I won't even go back to before 2018, because that was best before my time. I was born in 2012. But 2018, you just had, quite frankly, a stacked team in France. Guys like Griezmann, Giroud, obviously young Mbappe, Pogba, Kante. That was a star-studded team. That was a stacked team. And then you go 2022, an Argentina team that I think was not that good and was with Messi and his clan. That's really how I put the Argentina team. But then this year, you have, I don't even know the formula. I don't know the maths. I don't know how you want to calculate who's the favourites. Because you can look at on paper, Portugal, one of the best teams in the world. They drew against DRC Congo. Where's that? You know what I'm saying? Paper doesn't really matter at the World Cup. Turkey, I'm so glad I didn't film my World Cup video, and I'm just going to do round of 16, which is coming soon. Stay tuned. I had Turkey going through top of their group, I think. They're out. They have Arda Güler, they have Kenan Yildiz, they're out. That's what I'm saying about paper, right? And Brazil, but one thing I think that is paper, that is maths, you need the talisman. And I'll make a video about Morocco soon, talking about this, and same with other nations like Japan, South Korea. But Brazil have their talisman. They have Vini Jr., and Vini Jr. is the one. He is the guy. He is the face of this Brazil team. And then they have other really good guys like Rafinha, Cunha at the back. I won't even get onto the back yet. Igor Thiago, Endrick, Martinelli, Luis Enrique, Ryan. They have great attacking players, but Vini is the head of the snake. Vini is, honestly, he's a great player, but it's just whether he's reliable, right? You know what I'm saying? Because we know who Vini is by now. Let's be honest. We know who Vinicius Jr. is. We know how good he is. We know what talent he brings. We know the pace, the technical ability, the spark Vini is. But to lead the nation, you can't be a spark. You have to be a consistent spark. You have to, not even a spark, you have to be a light, not a spark, right? Guys like, I don't know, Brian Cherki for France, he's a spark. Eze or Madueke for England, they're sparks. Jack Grealish did that 2022 Euros. I still remember it. He was a spark. He would come on, he would draw fouls, he'd get us free kicks, he'd get us up the pitch. He was a spark. Vini Jr., you can't be a spark to lead this Brazil team. Rafinha, you can't be a spark to lead this Brazil team. So who's the spark and who's the reliable one? That's what we got to figure out. And I'm saying we, like, I'm supporting Brazil because obviously we all know I'm supporting Ghana as cousins of Nigeria, and then I'm supporting England after. If I had to pick a third team, probably wouldn't be Brazil either. It'd probably be like, I don't know, some random team. I don't know. I haven't thought about this, but I think it's really, Brazil have, I guess, that talisman. They have Vini Jr. Their midfield is good. It's not, it's not Portugal level, France level, but it's good. They have guys like Cunha, Casemiro, Ederson, Fabinho, Lucas Paqueta, Bruno Guimaraes. They've got great midfield, But one thing I do feel like is lacking in that midfield is also the star player. And I know you're thinking, right, you have to have a star player in every position. This is the World Cup. Yes, you do. Because I'm talking about players from all around the world. And this money is not a problem. Okay, I won't say money is not a problem. But you don't have to pay the player, you don't have to pay anyone 100 mil for the player to play for your nation. So when you're talking about, the Portugals of the world, where you're looking at midfield, you've got Bruno Fernandes, you got Vitinha, João Neves, you got guys like Ruben Neves, Bernardo Silva, you can also play there. That's a star-studded midfield. And that Portugal midfield would give BTA to that Brazil midfield. Then when you look at the defence, Brazil arguably have the best defensive pairing in the World Cup, alongside guys like France who have Upamecano and Saliba. Brazil have William Saliba and Marquinhos. And, they also have guys like Bremer from Juventus, another guy, and I'm just saying, like, I did not even know there's another guy called Ibanez who's pretty decent as well. They Danilo as well, OG, Santos, Brazil have a good defense, and I know, and Brazil's another team, right? Another team where its homegrown talent is not. I would say, how do I put this? Homegrown talent does get picked, right? Because when you look at the French national team, because France is such a big league, you do still have to be very good in France. Whereas guys like Neymar, even Santos, Danilo, they're Brazil OGs. That's why they're here. That's why they're here. And I know I'm not making very much sense, but what I'm talking about, right, is that Brazil have the formula. They've got the attempted formula, because really there is none. But Brazil have a great goalkeeper, Alisson, who's had a very in-and-out season, but a great goalkeeper, reliable goalkeeper, Alisson. They've got two of the best defenders in the world, Marquinhos and Saliba. They've got a decent midfield, but not amazing. And they have two of the best wingers in world football. That's some good math. And if I do my math correctly, it is a semi-final team. I think, I've worked out how, it will play, because someone say Germany's a semi-final team. I'll spoil you now. Germany's not making the quarters. And I'll do the World Cup video soon. But I think Brazil are very underrated. I think people are not accounting for the fact that when you're in the semi-finals, when it's a stalemate, when nothing's really going on, you need people who can do something creative. You need that. And you have Rafinha, you have Endrick, you have Martinelli, you have Vinny, you have Ryan, you have Luis Enrique. You got all these guys on the team. You got Thiago. You got all these guys on the team who can find you something. They can make you something. Even guys like Bruno Guimaraes, Lucas Paqueta, they can find you something. I think that's what's really necessary for the World Cup. Because when you get into the later rounds, it's not going to be free-flowing. It's not going to be, we've got to finish our chances. It's got to be, we've got to make chances to finish. And I think that's very important, and the reason why Brazil will get far in this tournament. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Please like and subscribe on this video. Leave a comment down below, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.